So, this is more gloating. I've lost count of how many gloats, but as I say, I've got to vent my spleen. And here we see some Negro setting fire to this white Christian girl. But what's important is this happened on November the 17th, and in Kabbalah, 10 is the number of Malkuth, the bride, and 17, of course, is the rule of 17. So she was wicker womaned, burnt alive by this Negro who was freed 72 times so he could burn to death, or almost burn. She wishes she's dead. She's looking the same colour as this guy with all her skin burnt off. We see the wicker womaning of Big Girl has gone horribly wrong. So the November the 17th is to make this one suffer for Big Girl being wicker woman by yours truly, hence November the 17th. 10 for the bride below, behind which lies Amalek, and 17, the rule is 17. The other one, the bull queen, she's already done hers in, hasn't she? With the Ukrainian, shot dead on her birthday. And to make matters worse, the Trang's been decimated by flooding, which has killed hundreds of people in their own homes. So the Queen of Cups has got really, 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 really evil. So, and in my bedroom, there's all damp and mould going from the northeast to the southwest. So thank goodness I'm off to Hong Kong. Hopefully the Chinese will protect me from all this malevolence. But obviously, Big Girls scapegoated this one. So she's not the wicker woman. This one was wicker woman for Big Girl. I tell you what, the sooner she gets married to the Pfizer butt slut, the more relieved I'll be. Getting a bit too spooky for my liking. And just when you thought they were going to say that all Tim Rifat's stuff is conspiracy theory, we got in the mail today. Physicist proposes radical new theory of consciousness, and it can finally explain what happens when you die. A physicist has proposed a radical new theory of consciousness, and it could finally explain what happens when you die. Consciousness does not emerge from human brains, according to Professor Maria Stromer, a professor of nanotechnology at Uppsala University. Instead, she claims that it exists as a fundamental field, a building block of the universe. If this is correct, mysterious phenomena such as telepathy, near-death experiences, and even life after death could finally be explained by science. According to Professor Stromer's theory, consciousness does not end when we die. Instead, when a person passes away, their consciousness simply returns to the background field. The possibility that consciousness is fundamental has been underexplored, but that is changing rapidly. Can you think, Cameron, why it's changing rapidly? Can you think of any reason? I can't think. Any military implication? No. We are reaching a point where asking deeper questions about consciousness is not philosophy on the margins. It's become a scientific necessity. Why has it become a scientific necessity? Can you think of any reason why it's become a scientific necessity? Cameron, I can't. No. According to more traditional theories of quantum physics, particles and energy all emerge from vibrations in a fundamental field, like how waves emerge from vibrations in water. So this woman claims that this fundamental field might be consciousness itself. I don't know who could have postulated that. I can't possibly think, Cameron. Any ideas? Um, if this were true, there would be radical consequences for our view of reality. Perhaps most shockingly, if this theory is correct, the separation of individual consciousness is simply an illusion. So, she goes on, in the model, individual consciousness is understood as a localized excitation or configuration within a universal consciousness field, much like the wave on the surface of an ocean. A wave has a form that is temporary, but the water that it carries does not vanish when the wave subsides. What's more, the theory suggests that consciousness does not end when we die. Instead, it simply returns to the background field. The fundamental substrate of awareness does not begin or end with the body, just as the ocean does not begin or end with the appearance of a single wave, says Professor Strome. This also means that many phenomena dismissed as pseudoscience could be part of the scientific model and deserve renewed rigorous scientific testing, according to the expert. For example, during near-death experiences, many people report having visions of religious figures, lost ones, or even premonitions of future events. If individual awareness is not generated only by the brain, but is an expression of a deeper field, as my model suggests, then moments when the brain is impaired could allow atypical access to that underlying field. Likewise, the model suggests that psychic abilities such as telepathy, one that may not only be real, but also scientifically testable. I tell you what's going on when conspiracy theory is being validated by the scientific community. Could it have any military implications, cameraman? I don't know. Does the cameraman know? He doesn't know either. Since all individual consciousnesses are part of the same field, information can be transmitted between points that are apparently separated by space or even time. That means individuals who are specifically gifted or in altered states of consciousness may be able to read minds or see visions of distorted events. Look. This would explain why telepathy-like phenomena appear across cultures and throughout history, even though the empirical evidence so far is controversial and not yet conclusive. Don't believe in it, it's all conspiracy theory. As I say, you scientists just get on with the material world while the God Emperor controls everything with a conscious field. Don't you worry about it, it's all in order. I'm looking after you, psycho chimps. If a theory is true, the brain states of those in deep meditation or emotional attunement should show evidence of synchronizing with other brain activity. Right, if that's a female, then I've gone gay. That's fucking ugly, that is. This evidence should show up on brain scans, allowing scientists to test whether Professor Strome's theory really is correct. So we've got now what people see when they die: Jesus, God, gardens, loved ones, the matrix, beams, black hole, visions of the future, tunnels, strange lights, an escalator. So as you can see, the mouthpiece of the British deep state is introducing the public to the conscious verse. Luckily, they've got no idea how to manipulate it, control it, and the only people who've got access to it, of course, are the Chinese who can come knocking on my door when I'm in Hong Kong. There's good news though. Loved up Taylor Swift and the Pfizer Butler enjoys steak dinner with his family. Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce was able to host some family and friends for a special get-together and brought fiancée Taylor Swift along with him. So it's looking good. The sooner that she gets impregnated and has a Kelce in her womb, the sooner we've got the off switch, because she just keeps on doing all this magic shit. So she needs to be fully laid to rest, and she needs a nice baby in her womb to keep her in the bloody coffin. And as I say, if you were spooked by a big girl, here's another one. I'm off to Hong Kong, and we've got the Wicker Manning and womaning of 14 Hong Kong residents. which of course links up with her Fortnite video. This is not good. As I say, Kelsey, let's save the world from the horror of Big Gob and get a Kelsey in a bloody womb. So here's another dumping the Wicker Man, Wicker Woman ritual I've dumped on Taylor Swift to the place I'm going to be resident at for the next, or at least 4 months. As I say, I'm not a happy camper. I'm doing all these rituals on her and she's scapegoating people. So as soon as she gets the Kelsey in her womb and that destroys her, the better. Here we've got the royal family's Queen Witch demanding a huge payout from 85-year-old disabled veteran in years-long legal war over Montecito Mansion. The 41-year-old singer, who I tell you what, she's been having the too many of those weight loss jabs. She's looking like a stick insect. Bought the home from Carl Westcott in 2020, but within days the businessman who funded 1-800-Flowers, tried to back out the deal, claiming he was incapacitated due to painkillers when he signed the paperwork. So, she's getting very good publicity, cheating an 85-year-old war veteran out of his lovely mansion. And of course she's looking wonderful. She's looking as wonderful as Charles looks, don't you agree? They're both losing weight. Here we've got the wonderful Sydney Sweeney wearing plunging swimsuit as she snuggles up to boyfriend Scooter Braun. So it doesn't look like they're going to be sending Sydney to Hong Kong to beg me to protect Trumpy Boy for $5 billion. Well, after a bit of Daily Mail gloating, let's get back to the Elohim's former control system and Adonai, which of course is the Elohim that are 5. Remember that's from Feigenbaum period doubling. The 4 state that have gone up to the 3 state. The number of Adonai is 3. So the Elohim reside here. Adonai, the 3, resides there. So the Elohim evolve into the Adonai. And all the demons that are afraid of Jesus are in this grey area here, the old 666 state, which is one specific pathway of Feigenbaum period doubling. There are other patterns that evolve, but there is a 666 state, which is the one that evolves from these initial starting conditions. So, in tarot, you've got 3 times 26, 78. And the 13, of course, is the number of Amalek. Why? Because you've got the 10 Sephiroth, then you've got the Dath, 11th Sephiroth, you've got the gateway at Malkuth, behind which lies Amalek, and then you've got the Dath in the Clipothic realm, which gives you the 13. And of course you've got 2 sides of the upper and lower tree, which makes the 26. So, the tarot deck is designed to suck dry Amalek and turn Elohim into Adonai. So, with your tarot, you have to jump into Adonai, which is the highest form that the Elohim parasites evolve into, with your 11 and 12 tarot cards. You've got the 11 in the right hand and the 12 in the left, and you double fist Adonai. Well, how do I double fist Adonai? Well, you've got all of these videos of Adonai and all these wankers worshipping Adonai. Adonai space Kabbalah. Yeah. There we are. Now, if you've got the Taylor Swift and or Dua Lipa service, remember these are the two Naggle women. One's horrible, the other one's, well, indescribable. Fucking hell. You can simply fist, double fist, left hand the 12, right hand the 11 tarot cards you've stuck into your bone generator hands, through them, if you've got the services, into Adonai, and therefore you've got the full power of the Naggle women, draining dry Adonai, so all the energy, all the light that turned the Elohim into Adonai comes to you. Think of this as the ultimate power source for vampires. They're vampirizing what God, the Christian God, is trying to achieve. And Adonai in occultism is the oriflame, the three-pronged flame, which of course links to the eagle with its head and wings. So you can see it's basically the chaotic eagle having evolved to become the new god, draining the source to become the new source of chaotic creation. All drained dry by a few simple services. So, for that you need your God tech, you need a vampire service, so you can collect new source. You need a Charlie Kirk service, so you can connect the God tech to the conscious verse, which the separation is now complete on the 26th. There was total completion, and of course on the 25th, we had the death of the Elohim, because of course the Elohim are 5, squaring them, because in quantum mechanics the positive square quantum wave function, the probability of the event. So 25 was the year of the Elohim, when they had to sacrifice me in order to get total sourceness, instead of which the Elohim were totally and utterly killed on the 25th of the 11/25, which was yesterday. And today we got the full unleashment of Amalek, the 26th of the 11th, from the 25, the Elohim. So this has been a crucial juncture in the megaverse's 5-dimensional history. Now, when Colin Bloy found the Grail stone in Andorra, he asked where all these patterns came from, and it said Elohim, and the symbol for Elohim is an E in the earth energy. So, the first ritual, we've drained Elohim of their Adonai to become the new source. Now we're going to take out the Elohim. So with this, you simply double fist with your 11 and 12 tarot, bone generator, archetypes, right and left. Bilog it into these, double fist it, and you then bilog it out, releasing the right hand and gaining with the left. Then you stick the energy of the Elohim from the left into the right, stick in your midsection. Similarly, if you wish to maximize it, you want a Dua Lipa and Taylor Swift, the two Naggle women that do the rule of 17, which of course is obvious. to drain dry the Elohim using the power of the rule of 17 and the Nagwal man. So, the Dua Lipa and Taylor Swift services, as you can see, are amplifiers of the God Tech, Charlie Kirk and Vampire Service. You've got, think of them as sangreals, but the most powerful sangreals. So in the Wheel of Time, you had a statue of a man and a statue of a woman that were the ultimate amplifiers. So in this case, you've got two statues of women, which amplify not only the power of the women, but the power of the man to suck dry the Elohim, which of course is yours truly. And of course, if you've got two of them, it's a standing wave, so once you do it, it keeps on going. It's not as if you have to do it again and again and again. You basically like put a plug in the wall and it keeps on powering you 24/7 from the two Nagwal women. The older one, the really older one, big girl, and the less old one, Dua Lipa, 36 and 30. Well, she's not 36 yet, but she's nearly 36. At the moment, she's 35. What are 5 sevens? I can't remember. Exactly. Who was born in 1957?
Taylor.
89 she was.
You was.
Yeah, I was born. So, one can see the next step after we drain dry the Elohim is to go after the Grail patterns. So the next step is to totally drain dry the Elohim's Grail patterns. So if you've got the Grail patterns from Mikey Boy, these were doused by Colin Bloy from the Grail stone he found in Andorra, which of course purported to be from the Merovingians, who were then slaughtered like dogs by the King of France and Vatican troops. You can look up the Merovingians. But they were apostates to the Catholic faith and were slaughtered like dogs. That's a whole other story. We're just going into the practical stuff for you because I'm not here very long and the gloating's almost over. So little time and so much gloating to do. I tell you what, when I'm in Hong Kong, I'm going to be gloatless, Vinny. Totally gloatless. Anyway, what you do with the Grail patterns is biloca in with the left and right hands and pull out the Grail patterns. To all the energy that the Elohim have put into the earth energy system to control it is bled dry by the vampires. So we can start off with the stone that controls the Grail patterns, because if there's a Merovingian Grail stone that made the patterns and all the patterns, then of course this, because everything's digitized now, links you to all the former Grail stones, so you can suck them dry using the master control system of the Elohim, which of course is the tarot. And you can see they use the tarot control system to control the planet via the Grail patterns, and to go up the Feigen Mountain period doubling to Adonai, where they can become the new source. Basically, God within chaos, all drained dry by you vampires. So you can imagine how much power you can get by doing these rituals. It's off the charts. You're all going to become demigods. But luckily, You'll be on your CBDCs with your maggot milk and cancer meat, which is already in the food chain, Campbell's soups, and all across North America, unlabeled. In your cardboard clothing, only three changes a year, no travelling in your 15-minute cities. Working in Meta, the Matrix, to feed the AI Satan, which of course can no longer be Satanized because Lucifer is de-Satanized, but that was the plan. Anyway, to continue after that,